The question that could shatter everything we thought we knew about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is this. What if Kang the Conqueror, the master of time and the multiversal tyrant, is not actually the final boss of the Multiverse Saga? What if the greatest twist Marvel has ever been building toward is that Kang was only a doorway, a mask hiding the true threat, and that true threat is none other than a Kang variant who becomes Doctor Doom himself? Think about it. What if every single tease of Kang, every appearance in Loki, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, even the upcoming Kang Dynasty, is setting up the ultimate betrayal, the greatest heel turn in Marvel history? Kang evolving into Victor Von Doom, the ruler of Latveria and the secret mastermind of secret wars. That's not just a theory. It's a possibility that would explain everything Marvel has been hiding in plain sight. But let's slow down. Because if you're going to buy into this theory, you need the whole picture. And like any great Marvel saga, this story doesn't begin in the middle. It begins at the start of Kang himself, and the long shadow that stretches across the entire Marvel multiverse. To understand how Doom could be born from Kang, we need to peel back the layers of Kang's origin, his many variants, and the seeds Marvel has already planted for Doom's rise. Kang is not just one man. He is many men. He is Nathaniel Richards, sometimes a scientist, sometimes a conqueror, sometimes a pharaoh, sometimes a cosmic savior. Every choice he makes, every timeline he touches, births another variant. And in Loki Season 1, Marvel already gave us the biggest clue. He Who Remains explained that countless versions of him went to war, tearing the multiverse apart. This wasn't just exposition, it was foreshadowing. We are meant to know that Kang is unstable, unpredictable, and that one of these variants may take a path no one sees coming. One of them may look at the destruction caused by Kang and decide to reforge himself into something greater, something darker, something more than Kang. And if that path leads to the Iron Mask of Doom, it would be the most chilling destiny of all. Act 1 is about painting the possibility, because in Marvel storytelling, nothing is ever wasted. Every character introduced, every object left behind, every timeline visited, these are seeds. And Kang is the perfect seed for Doom. In the comics, Doom and Kang are already linked. Nathaniel Richards, Kang's ancestor, is often theorized to also be connected to Victor Von Doom through bloodlines, or at the very least through destiny. Both men are scientists obsessed with control. Both see themselves as the only ones capable of bringing order to chaos. Both wear armor, not just for battle, but as a symbol of superiority. The line between Kang and Doom is thinner than most fans realize. Now here's where Marvel's long game comes into play. In Quantumania, we saw Kang the Conqueror exiled by other variants. So here we are, the point where speculation becomes inevitability. Because if showed us the seeds and laid out the evidence, then is where we watch the storm break. The Kang variant evolving into Doctor Doom isn't just a wild fan theory. It's the most logical way for Marvel to shock the world, to honor its comic legacy, and to tie every dangling thread of the Multiverse Saga into one earth-shattering climax. And the key to understanding this climax is to realize one thing. Doom is not a man. Doom is an idea. Kang is the tyrant of time, but Doom is the tyrant of destiny. Kang thinks he rules the timelines, but Doom believes he rules fate itself. And when those two ideas collide inside the same being, we don't just get a villain, we get the ultimate God King. Imagine the reveal. The Council of Kangs believes they've won. They've exiled their most dangerous variant, the Conqueror who dared to rise against them. But in their arrogance, they failed to see the truth. The exile was not the end. It was the crucible. That broken Kang, shattered and humiliated, rebuilds himself not in their image but in defiance of them. His new armor is forged from pain, his mask a symbol of everything he lost. He emerges not as Kang the Conqueror, not as He Who Remains, not as Immortus or Ramatut, but as something new, something more. He emerges as Doom, and this Doom doesn't just want to conquer the multiverse. He wants to rewrite it, to burn away the chaos of infinite timelines and forge a single order, a battleworld of his design. In his mind, it isn't tyranny, it's mercy. Doom doesn't see himself as a villain. He sees himself as the savior who finally does what Kang could not. He Who Remains tried to contain the multiverse. Kang the Conqueror tried to dominate it, but Doom will reshape it entirely. But let's tie in the Fantastic Four, because they are coming and Doom is inseparable from their story. In this theory, Marvel introduces the Fantastic Four after Kang Dynasty, but their greatest enemy doesn't show up until Secret Wars. Why? Because their enemy isn't Kang. It's Doom, and it's the ultimate twist. The villain who once wore Kang's face now wears the mask of Latveria's monarch. This immediately ties the Fantastic Four into the heart of the saga. Doom isn't just another villain. They're personally connected to him. Reed Richards, the man of science, must face a villain who is both his intellectual equal and the twisted reflection of his ancestor, Nathaniel Richards. The battle isn't just cosmic, it's personal. And now, Secret Wars. The moment everything has been building toward. In Hickman's comic run, the multiverse collapses. Universes die, worlds crash together, and only Doom seizes the power of the Beyonders to forge a new reality. If Marvel adapts this story, they need Doom. Kang can't carry it. Kang is a conqueror, but Doom is a god. Only Doom has the gravitas, the menace, the sheer inevitability to make Secret Wars the finale it deserves to be. Doom wouldn't just show up. He would arrive as the evolution of the saga's main villain, shocking audiences and rewriting everything we thought we knew. Let's not forget the comics. In Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars storyline, Doom is not just a villain, he becomes a god. He steals the power of the Beyonders. He remakes the multiverse in his own image. He rules over Battleworld. He is the ultimate endgame. If Marvel is building to Secret Wars, and all signs point to yes, then Doom has to be the centerpiece. Kang is dangerous, yes, but Kang is not Doom. And if Secret Wars is going to work, Marvel needs a twist that elevates the threat. Kang becoming Doom would be that twist. It would shock audiences, honor the comics, and make the Multiverse Saga unforgettable. Think about it from a narrative perspective. Right now, fans are divided on Kang. Some see him as a worthy successor to Thanos. Others are unsure, but Doom is universally respected. Doom is the villain Marvel fans have been waiting for. If Marvel pulls the rug out from under us, if they reveal that Kang was only the prologue, and Doom is the true final boss, it would instantly unite the fandom. It would be the twist of a generation. But how could it actually happen? That's the question Act 2 tries to answer. And the answer may lie in a single concept: evolution through loss. In Quantumania, Kang the Conqueror was defeated by Ant-Man and Wasp. Not killed, but consumed by the multiversal engine. What if that engine didn't destroy him, but transformed him? What if Kang's body was broken, his mind shattered, but his will remained? In the darkness of the quantum realm, the cracks between timelines, he could rebuild himself. He could forge new armor. He could take a new name. Doom is born not out of victory, but out of failure. Kang loses everything and becomes something worse. And here's where the theory hits hardest. Doom is not just Kang with a mask. Doom is Kang reborn with purpose. No longer obsessed with time, but obsessed with order. No longer fighting other Kang variants, but seeking to erase them. Doom sees himself as the one true ruler, the only being who can bring balance to the multiverse. He declares war not just on the Avengers, but on reality itself. Act 2 is where the dread sets in, because once you see the pieces, you can't unsee them. Kang's exile, the Citadel at the end of time, the Fantastic Four looming on the horizon, Secret Wars waiting in the distance. It all points to one terrifying truth. Doom may already be here, and if that's true, then everything we've seen so far, every Kang, every battle, every hint has been misdirection. Marvel has been setting us up for the reveal of a lifetime. And that is where leaves us, with the terrifying possibility that Kang is not the villain we should fear, that Kang is merely the chrysalis. And from that chrysalis, Dr. Doom will emerge. He was cast out for being too dangerous, too ambitious, too unpredictable. But what if exile doesn't mean death? What if exile is transformation? The Kang we saw may not be gone. He may be evolving. In the shadows, in some corner of the multiverse, this Kang could be forging a new identity, and when he returns, he may no longer call himself Kang at all. He may call himself Doom. But before we get carried away, let's step back and look at the thematic structure. Marvel always plays with dualities. Tony Stark and Thanos were reflections of each other. One a man who built armor to protect. The other a being who sought balance by wiping out half of existence. Steve Rogers and Loki both struggled with identity. The man out of time and the god out of place. And now, what if Kang and Doom are not separate villains at all, but two halves of the same being? What if the Multiverse Saga is about the evolution of tyranny, showing us how a man who sought to conquer time becomes a man who seeks to conquer reality itself? That is the heart of Act 1, the possibility, the seeds, the haunting question. Is Doom already here, hiding behind the mask of Kang? Now we push into Act 2, where the theory deepens, because the evidence isn't just thematic, it's concrete. Marvel has been laying breadcrumbs for years, and the connections are undeniable. The first breadcrumb goes all the way back to Avengers Endgame. Remember when the Avengers traveled through time to collect the Infinity Stones? That story wasn't just about Thanos. It was the birth of the multiverse chaos. Every branch they created, every timeline they altered was fuel for Kang's rise. But here's the overlooked detail. In the comics, Doom has always been tied to time travel. He built his own time platform. He manipulated history, and he saw himself as the master of destiny. The Avengers' meddling didn't just awaken Kang's, it opened the door for Doom. The timelines themselves became unstable, and in that chaos, a Kang variant could easily decide that time travel isn't enough, that he must step beyond Kang and embody something more timeless. The second breadcrumb, the TVA in Loki. He who remains lived in a fortress at the end of time, in a citadel that looked suspiciously like Doom's castle from the comics. The design, the towering spires, the gothic atmosphere, it all screamed Doom. Was this Marvel's way of planting visual foreshadowing? Were they hiding Doom's castle in plain sight, disguised as Kang's lair? If so, then the TVA storyline isn't just about Kang, it's about Doom's destiny. And then there's the Fantastic Four. Marvel has confirmed they're coming. But here's the thing. Doom is always tied to the Fantastic Four. He is their greatest villain, their shadow, their inevitable enemy. So why introduce Kang first? Why spend years building up Kang before Doom? Unless Kang is the bridge. Unless the only way to bring Doom into the MCU in a way that feels earned is to make him emerge from the ashes of Kang. Picture the moment. The Avengers assemble once more, scarred and broken by Kang Dynasty. Strange, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi, Sam Wilson's Captain America, maybe even a resurrected Tony Stark or a multiversal Wolverine. They stand ready to face the greatest battle of their lives. And out from the shadows steps Doom, not Kang, not Thanos, Doom. He rips the multiverse apart and reshapes it into Battleworld. Every hero is scattered, every villain unleashed, and the war for reality begins. That's not just a climax, it's the cinematic event of a generation. But here's the beauty of the theory. It also explains the silence around Doom. Marvel hasn't teased him directly, hasn't dropped his name, hasn't cast an actor. Why? Because Doom isn't a new character to reveal. He's already here. He's Kang. They don't need to cast two villains. They only need to cast one. And when the mask falls, the world will lose its mind. Now let's talk about themes. Every great Marvel saga has been about something deeper than the battles. The Infinity Saga wasn't about Thanos. It was about sacrifice. Who would give up everything to save the world? Tony, Natasha, Steve. The Multiverse Saga isn't just about Kang. It's about identity. What makes you who you are? Is it your choices? Your timeline? Your destiny? Loki has wrestled with it. Strange has wrestled with it. Even Peter Parker wrestled with it in No Way Home. And Doom is the ultimate answer to that question. He is the man who rejects his past identities, who forges a new destiny out of raw will. Kang fails because he is fractured. Doom succeeds because he is whole. He chooses who he is, and he chooses to be Doom. That's why this theory feels inevitable. It's not just a twist for shock value. It's the perfect thematic ending. Kang represents chaos. Doom represents order. The multiverse is chaos. Secret Wars is the forging of order. The saga ends with Doom. Because it must end with Doom. Anything less would feel incomplete. And yet there's one more layer. The redemption arc. Because Doom is not always pure evil. In the comics, he is complicated, tragic, even noble at times. In Secret Wars, he believes he's saving reality. And in the MCU, that complexity would make him the most compelling villain yet. We might even sympathize with him. We might even believe him. And that is terrifying. Because when you start to see Doom's logic, you realize how close he is to being right. The Avengers aren't just fighting a villain, they're fighting the embodiment of the idea that maybe, just maybe, Doom is the only one who can save the multiverse. So where does this all end? With a battle for the soul of reality itself, the heroes of every universe rising together against Doom. Reed Richards facing his ancestor's shadow. Strange confronting the man who broke destiny. Loki reckoning with the TVA's failure. And in the final moment, Doom standing above them all, declaring himself not just ruler, not just God, but inevitable.